Short Story 88, The Lost Button. Chapter 1, A Picnic Surprise. Lily loved picnics. She adored the smell of fresh bread and ripe cheese, the feeling of sunshine on her face, and the sounds of birds singing in the trees. Today's picnic was extra special. It was her birthday, and her family had planned a surprise at their favourite park, Meadowlands. Lily skipped across the grass, her bright red hair bouncing like happy flames. Her little brother, Ben, followed, dragging a basket twice his size. Inside, it held a feast. Sandwiches cut into stars, and hearts, juicy strawberries, and chocolate cake with shimmering candles. Soon they reached their usual spot beneath a big oak tree. Dad spread out a checkered blanket, while Mum unpacked the basket with a flourish. "Happy birthday, Lily," they all sang, and Ben beamed as Lily blew out the candles, her eyes sparkling with delight. After sandwiches and strawberries, Mum announced the surprise. "Remember the old lady from the market, the one with the buttons?" she asked. Lily nodded, remembering the kind woman with twinkling eyes and pockets overflowing with colourful treasures. Mum reached into her bag and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside, nestled on a bed of satin, lay a single button. It wasn't just any button. It was the most beautiful thing Lily had ever seen. It shimmered with all the colours of the rainbow, and tiny golden threads swirled around the edges like glittering rivers. "The old lady gave it to me for you," Mum explained. "She said it's a magical button, and whoever wears it will have a day full of wonderful adventures." Lily's heart thumped with excitement. She carefully picked up the button, its coolness sending shivers down her spine. "Let's sew it on my dress," she exclaimed. Ben grabbed a needle and thread from the picnic basket. With trembling fingers, Lily held the button to her sky-blue dress. Dad steadied her hand, and soon the magical button was securely in place. "Now what adventure shall we have?" Ben asked, his eyes wide with anticipation. Lily looked around at the sun-dappled meadow, feeling a mysterious tingle in her heart. "Let's follow the winding stream," she decided, "and see where it leads." Chapter 2, Whispering Water and Curious Creatures. The stream, sparkling like a silver ribbon, beckoned them forward. Lily, Ben, and their parents followed its path, the sound of trickling water filling their ears. Butterflies flitted through the air, their wings painted with shades of purple and orange. Dragonflies hovered like tiny helicopters, their bodies glinting in the sunlight. Suddenly the stream narrowed, forcing them to walk single file. Ben, the smallest, went first, clutching the basket of treats like a precious treasure. Then came Lily, her eyes scanning the banks for hidden adventures. Mum and Dad followed, their laughter echoing softly through the trees. As they rounded a bend, a flash of bright blue caught Lily's eye. There, perched on a rock, sat a kingfisher, its feathers like sapphires in the sunlight. It held a wriggling fish in its beak, its beady eyes sparkling with mischief. The kingfisher cocked its head, then, with a chirp, flew upstream, as if inviting them to follow. Lily's heart raced. "The kingfisher is guiding us," she exclaimed, and indeed the little bird continued to flit ahead, leading them deeper into the heart of the woods. Soon the path opened into a hidden clearing. The small waterfall cascaded over moss-covered rocks, filling the air with a cool mist. Wildflowers bloomed in a riot of colour, and sunlight danced on the surface of a crystal-clear pool. In the centre of the clearing stood a magnificent old oak tree, its branches stretching towards the sky like welcoming arms. The air around it shimmered with a strange, vibrant energy. Lily couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and awe. Chapter 3, The Secret of the Tree and a New Friend. As they approached the oak tree, the kingfisher swooped down and landed on a low branch. It tilted its head again, as if urging them closer. Lily felt a deep sense of trust towards the beautiful bird. Hesitantly, she stepped forward, placing her hand on the rough bark of the tree. A feeling of warmth spread through her, and she closed her eyes, letting the energy of the place wash over her. When she opened her eyes again, she saw something incredible. A tiny door, no bigger than her hand, had appeared in the trunk of the oak tree. It glowed with an inner light, beckoning her forward. "It's a secret entrance," Ben gasped, his eyes wide with excitement. Lily felt a tingle of curiosity and a touch of apprehension. Was it safe to enter? Taking a deep breath, Lily touched the glowing door with her finger. It swung open silently, revealing a dark tunnel beyond. "Should we go in?" whispered Mum, her voice filled with cautious wonder. Lily looked at her family, their faces reflecting the same mixture of excitement and worry. She glanced back at the kingfisher, who remained perched on the branch, its sapphire eyes seeming to offer unspoken encouragement. With a determined nod, Lily stepped into the darkness. Ben, eager for adventure, followed close behind. Mum and Dad exchanged a nervous glance, then hand in hand they entered the tunnel as well. The air inside was cool and damp, and the only sound was the dripping of water somewhere deep within the earth. Lily reached out tentatively, feeling the rough stone walls. The darkness was almost complete, but then a soft green glow began to emanate from the floor ahead. As they walked, the glow grew brighter, revealing a magical passage. Strange, luminous plants lined the walls, their leaves pulsing with an otherworldly light. Tiny creatures, like living jewels, flitted through the air, leaving trails of sparkling dust. Suddenly the tunnel opened into a hidden cavern. It was unlike anything Lily had ever seen. The walls shimmered with the colours of 1,000 gemstones, and a crystal-clear river flowed through the centre, reflecting the dazzling light like 1,000,000 dancing stars. In the middle of the cavern stood a creature unlike any they had ever encountered. It was small and furry, with pointed ears and large, luminous eyes. Its fur shimmered with every colour imaginable, and its tail, tipped with a golden star, twitched nervously. The creature tilted its head, studying them with curiosity. Its eyes, filled with intelligence and kindness, met Lily's gaze. For a moment time seemed to stand still, and Lily felt a deep connection with this strange, beautiful being. Then, in a voice like tinkling bells, the creature spoke. "Welcome, travellers, to the heart of the forest. I am Lunar, keeper of this hidden realm." Lily and her family stared in speechless wonder. A talking creature! A hidden world within their own park! It was all too much to take in. Yet somehow it felt perfectly normal, as if they had stumbled upon a secret they were always meant to find. Lula smiled, her luminous eyes sparkling. "Come, sit with me," she said, gesturing to a moss-covered log beside the crystal river, "and let me tell you a story of this place and the adventure that awaits you." Lily, Ben, Mum and Dad huddled together on the log, their eyes wide with anticipation. As Lunar spoke, her voice weaving a tale of magic, friendship and hidden wonders, they knew that this was just the beginning of their incredible birthday adventure. The lost button had led them to a place beyond their wildest dreams, and the journey was far from over. Lily leaned forward, captivated by Lunar's tale. The hidden world within the oak tree was called Everwood, a sanctuary for fantastical creatures and shimmering secrets. Luna explained that the magical button wasn't just a pretty trinket, but a key to this enchanted land. "Each button holds a different adventure," Luna revealed, her voice echoing softly through the tavern. "Yours, with its rainbow colours, promises a journey of friendship and discovery. But remember, young one, every adventure comes with choices and challenges." Suddenly a loud clatter startled them. Ben, unable to resist his sweet tooth, had accidentally knocked over the basket of treats. Strawberries rolled like red jewels across the moss, attracting the attention of some curious Everwood residents. A group of fuzzy creatures with wings like butterfly wings and iridescent shells scampered out from behind the glittering flowers. They sniffed the fallen strawberries, their large, round eyes blinking in the crystal light. Lily giggled. "Looks like we have new friends," she explained, her shyness vanishing as she offered a strawberry to the nearest creature. It tentatively took the fruit, nibbling it with delight. Soon the entire group surrounded them, chirping excitedly and begging for more treats. Ben, ever the comedian, started juggling the remaining strawberries, making the creatures squeal with laughter. Mum and Dad joined in, sharing stories and songs with their newfound companions. The cavern echoed with joyous sounds, turning Luna's tale into a shared adventure. But as the laughter died down, Luna's smile dimmed. "Time is precious in Everwood," she said gently. "Each sunset marks the closing of the portal back to your world. You must choose your next step before the sun begins to set." Lily's heart squeezed. The thought of leaving this magical place and their new friends filled her with sadness. She looked around the shimmering cavern, her eyes landing on a sparkling path winding its way deeper into Everwood. "Luna," she asked, her voice barely a whisper, "what lies beyond that path?" Luna's eyes twinkled. "That, my dear Lily, is for you to discover. Every journey holds its own surprises. Will you follow the path, leading you into unknown adventures, or will you return to your own world, cherishing the memory of what you found here?" The decision weighed heavily on Lily. The unknown path beckoned with its secrets, but leaving Everwood and her new friends seemed impossible. She glanced at Ben, his face glowing with the joy of rediscovering lost strawberries. She looked at Mum and Dad, their smiles filled with the wonder of childhood rediscovered. In that moment, Lily knew what she had to do. This adventure, with its joys and challenges, was meant to be shared. Taking a deep breath, she turned to her family and Luna, her eyes shining with determination. "I choose to say," she announced, her voice strong and clear, "let's see what Everwood has in store for us together." And so the sun began to set, painting the cavern with golden hues. But for Lily, Ben, Mum and Dad, the true light shone in the warmth of new friendships and the promise of adventures yet to come. The magical button had led them to a world beyond their wildest dreams, and their journey into Everwood had just begun. Vocabulary Notes. Chapter 1. Picnic. A meal eaten outdoors, often in a park or other natural setting. Skip. To walk in a light, springy way. Dappled. Covered in patches of light and shade. Twinkling. Flashing intermittently with a bright light. Shimmering. Shining with a soft, unsteady light. Satin. A smooth, lustrous fabric. Thrilled. Feeling extreme excitement or delight. Meagre. Small and inadequate. Fluttering. Moving rapidly and irregularly in the air. Beckoned. Waved or signalled to someone to come closer. Chapter 2. Winding. Following a twisting or curving course. Trickling. Flowing in a small irregular stream. Flitting. Moving about quickly and lightly. Gleaming. Shining brightly. Hidden clearing. A small open space in a forest that is not easily seen. Moss covered. Covered in a thick layer of green moss. Crystal clear. Perfectly transparent and clean. Awe. A feeling of profound respect and wonder. Chapter 3. Hesitantly. In a way that shows doubt or uncertainty. Emerged. Came into view. Tunnel. A long, narrow passage underground. Luminous. Giving out light. Glowing. Emitting a soft, steady light. Daze. A state of confused bewilderment. Glimmering. flashing slightly. Mystical, having a mysterious or magical quality. Creatures, animals or other living things. Intriguing, arousing curiosity or interest. Story written by Google Bard AI. Image created by Bing.com AI. Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed this story, please would you click on the like icon and take the time to leave a comment. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.